lovely people, it's Cara here and I am so mad. Really great to be back with you. I tell you what, I woke up to some wonderful news this morning. I've only gone and reached 1,000 subscribers. I genuinely can't believe it. I started vlogging on the 23rd of April and I think it's now the 8th of June, and yeah, here I am on 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much. I love being here. It genuinely is one of the nicest things I've ever done. All the comments, the support, yeah, just been brilliant, and I'm completely new to all of this still and learn every time I turn the camera on, so thank you very much for your patience with me. Yeah, can't believe it. So I'm going to put my thinking hat on as to how to celebrate that. I'd like your help, please. What do you think I should do to celebrate 1,000 subscribers? I can't believe it. Genuinely lovely. Yeah, I'll think of something. But yeah, watch this space on that. And the other thing I want to talk about is my hair. Look how long my hair is getting. I can't believe it. I generally have very short, choppy hair. This is the longest my hair has been in ages. It's very thick hair, and it sits very flat after a while if I don't keep moving it around. So hopefully I won't keep moving it. But today I wanted to talk to you about a tale of two blouses. I have made the Sew Over It Freya blouse, and I've finally finished the Sew Over It Eve blouse, or it's actually a dress, isn't it, the Eve dress, but I've hacked that into a top, which I'll come on to in a little while. So I am wearing the Freya blouse. I told you I was going to make it in the panda fabric, which I definitely still will, I think. But this fabric, if you've watched my Show Us Your Stash video, you'll know this is the longest serving member of my fabric family. So I decided I wanted to do something with this, and I'm pretty glad I did. It's a sort of a chiffon. It's not see-through at all. It's the right weight. And I'm pretty pleased with this, actually. I'm fiddling with my hair already. Do you know what? Every now and again a pattern comes along where I just definitely know I need to make it, and I was on it from day one. And I must say thank you to the Sew Over It team, actually. They've been very kind in looking after me in terms of answering my questions and supporting me. So thank you so much, Alex. And Rachel, I think it is. I hope haven't got that wrong. If I have, I'm going to pop the name across the bottom, because you both have been very busy ladies looking after Sew Over It media site, and you've always answered my questions really quickly. So the Freya Blouse came out. I really wanted to make it. I've got quite a few lightweight fabrics in my stash. It calls for a georgette, so I printed off the pattern. I had to read through the instructions, and for the first time in a really long time of Sew Over It, I read the instructions and they weren't as clear as they normally are. And so for some reason, despite my faux pas with the fabric, but that was on the Eve top, it languished. I cut it out and it languished on the side, just sat there. And it's because in the back of my mind, the instructions were niggling me slightly. They were just maybe new techniques, maybe it isn't down to the instructions. I did spot a few things that I thought maybe could be a bit clearer. So they've labelled because you can line this, so if you make it in a really sheer fabric, you can line it. So you've got part A and C. So A is the front, C is the lining, then you've got part B, which is the back, and D, which is the lining. And in the lay plans for the design, it just talks about A and C, I think. So B and D aren't there anywhere, which I thought was a little confusing. They don't talk about the lining on their lay plans, or vice versa. So I think if I was a pattern designer and a customer of mine spotted something, I'd really rather know. So I'd just let the team know at Sew Over It, and they were very grateful for the feedback. And also the instructions on how to stay the neckline, as if you're not lining it, and I didn't line this one, it says go to step 5 and step 8. Well, step 5 is about joining the two, the lining and the top together. but it doesn't state that if you're not lining it, you need to do that step in order to reinforce the V. So it's just small things really, but for some reason it just languished there. And then I don't know if it was the sort of the time scale of knowing that I'm going back to work tomorrow. So I'm filming this on Monday the 8th. It'll actually go out live, go out to you guys later on. So I'm going to do some bit of batch filming because I'm not sure what live videoing and working is going to be like. But yeah, so I don't know if it's just the time scale thing. I thought, no, I'm going to crack on and I'm going to make it. And I'm so glad I did. And I needn't have been nervous about the instructions. I think it was to do with the collar, really. I've got some pattern pieces with me here. And I may well get changed in a second so I can show you the inside of the blouse a little bit more. But you basically, hang on, we've got everything, every piece I need except the one I want. Okay, let's have a look. Let's put these down a second. So the neckline, so this lovely frill section here is made. This is the collar piece, okay. And what you do is you finish this edge with a rolled hem on your overlocker. If I come right in, I'm hoping you can see that. You might be able to see it. Yeah, you can see it in the edge there. And I have not done one of those, not for a really long time. So I googled it, of course, took one thread out of my overlocker, took the stitch needle. Oh no, what, not the stitch needle, what am I talking about? The knife out of the overlocker. All of that's quite easy to do actually, and then you change the tension a little bit so that the stitches are sort of sucked in and you get this lovely neat finish. And actually I did the same for the hem because I mean, it's so quick. My poor little overlocker was working its little socks off. But yeah, if you see there, hopefully you can see that. Yes, to finish the edge, and it's a really lovely finish actually, but it's ever so clever, and the inside is finished with a neck binding, and so basically what you do is you sew the gathers at the front and the back. I'm sure I can show you the back. It's gathered at the back as well. I'll maybe pop a line drawing in so that you can see the gathering, but the gathering goes all the way around and it finishes with this lovely V. Which is also bound, so you, and it's just very straightforward. It's not complicated at all. So you've got two pieces of neck binding. This one is for the V at the front, and you basically cut this, put it right sides together in the V, and you do a little snip in the middle, so it virtually is a straight line, and then you tuck that in as if you were doing binding ordinarily, which is very quick and easy to do. Gather the neckline. And then what you do is you do some gathering stitches on the collar itself, and then lay that face right sides together on the neck edge, and then you bind the neck in the same way actually, and it creates such a neat finish on the inside. As I say, I'm quite tempted to go and change, but I might be able to show you there. What I'll do is, if the footage when I play it back isn't clear enough, I'll slice in here some footage of the inside of it a little bit better. But it creates such a nice neat finish on the inside, which yeah, I really like that. And it encourages you to do French themes as well, which is actually written in the instructions in bold, which I think is really nice. So I've got French themes on the shoulders and on the sides. You can't do it on the arms as such because of how you can construct the waist, the wristbands here. Couldn't think what they were called then for a second. And these are elasticated too. And just look at that lovely finish there. You've got sort of like a lovely cuff detail. And what's quite clever is, if I've read the instructions right, this is how it turned out on mine anyway, is that it's not a hemmed edge, it's actually a folded edge, and the hem is actually well, the edge of the cloth, if you like, is up inside. I've not finished anything like that before. I hope that's how it's intended to be, but that's my experience of it, and it looks really really neat. I quite like the sort of the shoulder detail here as well. Quite a few blouses these days are flush finish on the shoulder seams, but I quite like that, and I will put some footage in. But yeah, here's the finished article. You can see the edge there, and you can wear it tucked in or out. And I think it's a perfect summer blouse actually. The weather's changed a little bit, so it's a little bit cooler today. So I was going to make the short sleeve, because you've got the version short sleeve, which has still got the lovely cuff detail on it. But I decided to make the long. I'm pretty glad I did actually, because the sun's gone in for now. I think if I made it again, and I do like the collar, and maybe it's because it's dark fabric, you can't necessarily see all the detail, but I think if I did do it again, I would actually lower this V, and I saw on Instagram actually a lady had done that, and I've already adapted the pattern. Just for personal preference, I would prefer this to be a little deeper, I think. But in the panda fabric, I think the white georgette with the pandas on, I think you'd see the collar detail quite a lot. And I think if I did the edge in black on that, I think that would add a really nice contrast detail. But overall, it's a big tick from me. Crossing myself I didn't make it sooner. It's not that I'm not going to be sewing when I go back to work, but you know, nobody has 8 hours a day to sew once they're working. I'll be restricted to a couple of days a week, I think. But yeah, all in all, a very big tick from me for the Freya blouse. I do really like it, and as I say, I've got a number of different fabrics that would be suitable for this. And it's great because I think all of us have in our fabric stashes got some georgette languishing there somewhere, and finally there's something that we can make with it. So I'm going to go get changed and I will pop into the next one. Okay, so here I am, I'm back. I do make myself laugh. Do you know what? I've just videoed this whole next section. Forgot to press record. That's helpful. So now I've got to remember what I said. So just a little segue into how my brain works. I'm a nutter. Honestly. So I'm back. So I've remembered. Wasn't Rachel. It's Nicole at Sew Over It. So thank you, Nicole and Alex. You've been amazing. Thank you for your support and help with my questions about the blouse. I much appreciate it. And I realise obviously I'm trying this top on, so I can show you the inside of this one much easier. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about, the neck binding on the inside. You can see there, it just creates such a lovely neat finish on the inside. Yeah, and then on the back it is all really lovely and nicely gathered. And of course, because it's gathered here, it eliminates the need for darts in the product itself. So yeah, really love that. Yeah, very pretty blouse. And so here we are. I finally finished the Eve hack. So the Eve dress is normally a wrap over dress, full length, very beautiful design, very popular amongst fellow sewists. I'm sure Instagram is full of beautiful pictures of it, and I absolutely love it. But Lisa Comfort was doing a sew along a number of weeks ago, which is what inspired my make, and she hacked it into a top. And you know, because obviously I didn't have a huge amount of this fabric, and I thought, oh, that's perfect for that Art Gallery Rayon, and so that's what I did too. I will put some footage in across when I'm talking, but as you can see there, it's sort of got a peplum on it. And what Lisa did, because obviously in the pattern, a massive pattern piece here, in the pattern is the big skirt piece, and then what she encouraged you to do is to calculate the length of the peplum you'd like, and yeah, so she encouraged us to see what length we'd like the peplum, and what I was just doing is getting my tape measure here. So my peplum I've done measures 25 centimetres. Yeah, yeah. So that's how you create it. you need to do the two front pieces so that they sit cross over each other, and then you cut a back piece on the fold as well. You construct the top in the same way as the dress, but the dress part, when they talk about it, is just the peplum. I've got to tell you a story about this because you may remember in a previous video I talk about the fact that I cut two of the pieces the same way on this top. So when I went to make it, I had 2 lefts or 2 rights. I needed to order another metre of fabric, and it's I'd got it from Nico & Nico for a really reasonable price. I didn't want to wait the 3 or 4 weeks for it to come from Japan, so I ordered it from Minerva Crafts, which is absolutely fine, same fabric, beautiful. It is it's more of an expensive piece of fabric than I would normally go for, so I was a bit just cross with myself. So anyway, fabric turns up, I cut it right sides together, make sure I've got a mirroring image this time, don't fall into the same pit, Cara. How cross would I be with myself? Anyway, I'm sewing it, I'm thinking, I've done it again. I can't believe it. I cannot have cut 2 pieces the same way again. And then I discover what I've done. So this, if to excuse the state of my pattern piece, this is the front. This is the partner in crime. This is the pattern piece for the front. And what I want you to notice is the similarity in length between this seam and this seam. Yeah, you know what's coming. I basically, in my non-directional fabric, have rotated the piece, unbeknown to me, and created myself, therefore, the same piece twice. I hadn't in fact done that because I've mirrored the fabric when I've sandwiched the fabric when I've cut my pattern piece out, so I knew I had a left and a right. What I in essence was doing was sewing the side seam to a shoulder seam. Now I know that's probably pretty hard to understand with me holding up a white piece of paper here, but just have in the back of your head, if you're making this ever in a non-directional print like this, before you put your stay stitching in and you're gathering on the shoulders, so then it becomes really easy to see which way is which, don't fall into the same pit as me, because I nearly did it, not once but twice. I'm so crazy. So turns out I did not need to buy an extra metre of fabric, but as you'll see in a future make, I've made one of my self-drafted tops out of it. And it's beautiful fabric. I've used every single scrap of it. So the Eve top itself, let me stand up and show you a bit more detail. Yep, so you've got the peplum here. Absolutely love these flutter sleeves. Now, had the sunshine been as shining as much as it has in the last few weeks, this would just be such a cool summer top for sure. And some will come back, the sun will shine again. You've got these lovely gathers at the shoulders, which again alleviates the need to have bust darts. It is just lovely. It comes together really quickly actually. Don't want to flash you too much, but basically what you do is you put stay tape around the whole of the neckline, right around the back down to the front again. And what that does is sort of stabilises the front, and actually you then turn the fabric under to create your edge. And it's just lovely. I love this. I love this colour. I love the make. It doesn't gape at all. I'm going to put a little popper here or something. I don't think it needs it, but I just want the security of knowing that that's there. Either that or wear a little camisole underneath. But I really like the V. I made a toile out of this, out of a flat sheet. If I've got a picture of it, I'll show you. But I didn't know whether I needed to do a full bust adjustment on this top or not. I had seen a couple of people, so Rach from Stitched Up did a FBA on this, as has Sian from Kittenish Behaviour. Both, I think actually even Sian does a sew along for the Eve. She's certainly got lots of detail, more detail than I'm providing you here. And Rachel also shows you how she does her FBA. So based on their experience, I did myself a toile, but I don't think it needs it. I'm going to stand up once more because I seem to be a jack in the box today. Don't think it needs it. It's not particularly pulling anywhere, or do you know what? Or maybe one of you would say it is. But I'm comfortable with it. But actually, maybe I don't even know what I'm looking for in that scenario. So if you do have some views on the fit of this and whether you think actually if, a full bust adjustment would be advised, then let me know. I've got lots to learn and I'm happy to learn. I think it's just part of the genius of this lovely network that we have, and sharing ideas all the time. So I hope that's helped you today. It's just a bit of fun, just sharing with you what I've been up to, what I'm making. I really enjoyed making both of these blouses, and I wear them with jeans, which I think is really nice, sort of smart casual appearance that gives us, which is really nice. Coming up in my next video, I've got just a few things that additional things that I've been making. I know, there's more. And then I want to share with you a reasonably new pattern company that I've come across. So I'm going to do, I've made up one of their items and I'm halfway through making another one, if not two. So I'm going to share with you that pattern company, and yeah, just some amazing designs they've got there. I'm actually going to change the frequency of how often I upload videos. I have been uploading 2 videos a week. We're going to move to 1 video a week, and hopefully more often than that. But as I say, I just want to be realistic in what I'm going to be able to achieve in terms of content and viewing and editing and all those wonderful things that go with running this YouTube channel. But I'm absolutely loving it. I want to say a big thank you to those of you who bought me a coffee. I've opened up a coffee account, which is KOFI, and I would love it if you could support my channel, please. Details of how you can do that in the description box below there. But literally, for a price of a cup of coffee or a price of a cup of tea, you can support this channel and help me create, invest and create new things to show you on the channel, because I absolutely love being here. Yeah, it's just brilliant. I love it. So please, in the meantime, stay safe and well. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. I love to hear from you. I respond to all of my messages. Yeah, it just gives me such joy. Really, it does. And I genuinely feel like I'm having a cup of tea or coffee with you on a regular basis. So please keep it up. Okay, until next time, stay safe and well. Bye.